y'all doing today? Well, a little over a year ago, I posted a video about the FAA giving me a phone call about a drone video I put up on YouTube. Now that video's gotten a lot of views and there's been a lot of questions about it, and I wanted to kind of try address those because there's been the same questions get asked over and over and over and over again. Okay, number one question, why would the FAA bother to call me about a video I did on a little drone like this right here? This is a little entry-level drone. Okay, now this has also stirred up a lot of controversy because a lot of people saying, ain't no way that the FAA would call you about that. Okay, now I don't know all the particulars about it, so I will tell you what I do know. Apparently, someone had called in a complaint about someone in the surrounding area here that was flying a drone, and someone had a complaint about it, so they called it in to the FAA, and an investigator looked into it. Somewhere during the process of their investigation, they was checking out some videos on YouTube. They ran across my video. And the video in question, I'll put a link to it right up here. Now, all that video was, it was a real simple little 2-minute video. My wife had bought me this little video drone for Christmas. I took it out in the backyard, and I just shot a little video around, just kind of checking it out, because I'd never seen video of my house from that altitude before. It makes for some real neat video. I mean, it's kind of shaky and wobbly and everything, but it is what it is. So, posted the video up. A couple days later, one of the comments on it was from an FAA agent. It turned out to be Mike Minnix. And he just basically put a notation on there, hey, my name's Mike with the FAA, and he put on there what his agent title was and all that. And he was offering some information to me. I'm assuming that by looking at the video, he just assumed that I was an amateur drone operator, and he was just kind of reaching out to me and was offering to provide information to me that I could read about safe drone operations and so forth and so on. I didn't respond back to him because I thought, I'm flying out here on my own property, I'm kind of minding my own business, and I'm flying this little dinky drone. It's not that big deal. Well, a few days later, he contacted me, and then the conversation went on from there, as per what I posted in my other video. So the second question, well, how in the world will they get your phone number? Okay, well, actually that's pretty simple. Of course, I do a lot of videos on this channel, but I also have a second channel called D-Ray Shop. What you're seeing here is my workshop. I actually have a business here. I work by myself. I repair motorcycles, ATVs, and side-by-sides. On my second channel, it's called D-Ray Shop, and I also post a lot of tutorial videos on how to repair your own motorcycles, ATVs, side-by-sides, outboards, the occasional car repair videos, and so forth and so on. And they get quite a bit of views. Also, just to kind of put advertisement out there, I have my business listed in Google Businesses. So if you go to Google and you search for D-Ray Shop, it's probably going to pull up my YouTube channel, it'll put up some videos and things, but it's also going to pull up a Google business, and it'll have a short description of a business. It actually shows a map where it's located at, shows my address, phone number, hours of operation. I'm real easy to get a hold of, guys. It's not that big a deal. As a matter of fact, based on some of my YouTube videos I've done on my shop channel, I get probably 2 to 3, 4 calls a week, every week, from all over the country. People watch my videos, and they're working on a similar machine or something like that, and they might have a technical question, and so they find my phone number and they give me a call, and I try to answer all the phone calls I can. I'm just putting the information out there. I don't mind helping people out. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I post the videos to begin with, is try to help people so they can work on their own ATVs and save a little bit of money. Okay, so enough about all that. So one of the other questions I get a lot is, what kind of drone is that you use flying, and what kind of drone would you recommend? Okay, now this was the first drone that I'd ever had. And there again, this is what's called the Propel HD video drone. My wife actually bought this thing at Tractor Supply for me for Christmas. I think they had it on sale for like $99. I'm sure you can probably get on Amazon or somewhere else and find something like this or something similar to it for probably the same money, probably even less. Okay, but what this has is it has a small little video camera right here, and it just uses a standard micro SD card back here in the back, and it's pretty, like I said, it's an entry-level drone. It's pretty easy to fly. The one thing I don't like about it is you know, you can lift the thing up and it has like a, I guess an aneroid barometer that helps kind of stabilize it as far as altitude. So you can kind of lift it up off the ground and then you kind of let go of the stick and it'll pretty much hold the same altitude, and then you can direct it around. You can turn the video camera on and off. You can take still photos with it and so forth and so on. One of the things that makes these a little difficult to fly is they don't really weigh a lot, and if it's any little bit of breeze blowing outside at all, this thing tends to drift all over the place. And so most of the video that I've shot with this thing that I've ever gotten any kind of decent video with, I have to get out real early in the morning or real late in the evening when it's basically still. And even then, there's been instances where I've been out here in the pasture, there'll be just no wind at ground level, get it up there about 50, 75 foot, and all of a sudden that thing takes off like a balloon, you know, and I'm having to, you know, power it about as hard as it'll go to even keep it from drifting off and going off out in the other 40. So, yeah, I mean, it's inexpensive. It's something to kind of get you in the air and get you flying, but it does have its limitations. Okay, so this is what I'm flying now. Now this is a DJI Phantom 3 Advanced. Now, yes, this is a little bit more money, but these things are actually, they're coming down in price for a couple of reasons. DJI has come out with a lot more newer versions of their drones they're producing now, and since I bought this one about 3 months ago, I was on DJI's website and they are no longer producing these. They've gone to the Havoc and some of the other models that they're making now. But now this is called the Advanced, and it's got quite a few features from, like, say, the DJI Phantom 3 Standard. Now I've seen the Standard at Walmart. I've seen them on Amazon for somewhere in the $300 range. Now this Advanced, I actually got this one on Amazon and I paid $677 for it, and I've been thoroughly impressed with this machine. Now of course it's a little bit bigger, it's a little bit heavier. Now since it does kind of go over the minimum weight requirements, I have registered this one with the FAA, okay? Now one of the things I like about this is the camera system on it is really neat. Now I've got the gimbal lock on it, so it's going to kind of hold it stationary, but when you actually have this thing in operation, you got all the gimbal locks off of it. This thing has a 3-axis gimbal on it. So what that means is once you lift the aircraft up and you start maneuvering it around, the gimbal holds the camera completely level. And so all your video that you shoot with it, for the most part, is really slick, really smooth. There's not a lot of herky-jerky motions, things like that. Another good feature about this camera setup is that you've got a dial on the remote that you can actually control the angle of the camera. You can go completely vertical or you can go completely horizontal, anywhere between that, and then you just rotate the drone to get your left and right spread of your camera. Probably the very best feature about this drone is that this has GPS stabilization on it, so that when you enact your remote, and also I use my smartphone on it, so I actually have a screen. I can see exactly what the camera is looking at. It also displays a plethora of data, vertical speed, horizontal speed, distance from your starting point, altitude, what your battery life looks like. It even has a little GPS map that shows your course, where you're going. I don't have enough video here to tell you what everything else this thing does. But the nice thing about these, and what makes these a lot easier to fly than these little small drones here, is that with having the GPS stabilization on it, once you lift this thing off the ground, you can just kind of let go of everything and it just stays put right where you put it at. I don't know, I can't remember the exact specs on it, but I think they rate this thing up to a 20-something mile-an-hour wind. Now I've not really had it out in windy conditions, but you know, I don't have to wait for a still day to go out and fly this thing. If there's a little bit of breeze blowing, I'm not concerned about it. Once I lift it up, you can just park it and it'll just stay right where you put it. Wind doesn't blow it around, it stabilizes itself. It's got a few other neat features on it. You can get it up, fly it away, and if for whatever reason, if you become disoriented with it, you're not really comfortable with the way it's flying or the direction it's going, it's got a return to home button. And since it's got GPS on it, it sets up basically a waypoint where you activate it at, and if you feel uncomfortable with it, you just kind of freak out, you hit the return to home button, it'll fly right back to the starting point, land itself, and shut off. There's also some other conditions that will enable the return to home. If for some reason it loses contact with the transmitter, it'll return to home. If your battery level gets down below a critical level, it'll automatically return to home, which is a pretty good safety feature. You know, with the little drone that I've had quite a few incidents with it. I even posted one video where I flew the thing into a tree because the breeze blew it over into there. But, you know, when I bought this one, since I've had a little bit of drone experience with that smaller one and I've chewed a few props up, this one came with 2 sets of props, and while I was ordering it on Amazon, I went ahead and ordered 2 more sets of props. Well, I've had this thing for probably 3 months, I guess, and I've flown it quite a bit. I'm still on the original set of props. I don't have any prop guards or anything on it. So that kind of gives a testament as to how easy this thing is to fly. And the camera quality is really excellent. You know, I was really surprised at how good a quality drone this is. And I was really, you know, a lot of times you order something and you think you know what you're getting, and it's like, it's not really what you expected. Well, this greatly exceeded all my expectations, and I would highly recommend it. And like I said, if you don't want to go as high as something like what this is selling for, you can go with a DJI standard. I don't know exactly what all the features are on it. It doesn't have everything that the Advanced has on it, but still, like I said, I've seen these for in the $300 range, which is, you know, definitely a lot better than the smaller drones if you don't mind spending a little bit more money. Okay, well, I guess that's all I got. Guys, I appreciate y'all watching my videos. I always do that. You know, if y'all have any questions, you know, drop me a couple of comments down in the comment section below. And as always, appreciate y'all watching. Y'all have a good one. Catch y'all next time around.